Global Banking and Finance Review Awards highlight the innovation, achievement, strategy, progressive and inspirational changes taking place within the global financial community. The awards were created to recognize companies of all sizes who've excelled in particular areas of expertise and excellence within the global financial community. This time, we're pleased to offer international bank BNP Paribas a GBAF award. Every day, BNP uses skills, insight and experience to support their clients. It's this expertise combined with a strong brand, diversified offering and a commitment to social responsibility that distinguishes it from other international banks. Here's a short excerpt from their in-house video encouraging staff to be part of the bank's worldwide social responsibility program. Global Banking and Finance is glad to award BNP Paribas an award for Best Corporate Social Responsibility Banking Group 2017. Anjuli Pandit is Head of UK Corporate Sustainability for BNP Paribas and recently came to the London Stock Exchange TV studios to receive the award from GBAF's Lydia Goff. Anjuli, welcome to the London Stock Exchange studios and indeed congratulations on the award as well.
Thank you. We are so delighted and so honored to have won this award.
Well, let's talk a little bit about CSR. First of all, you launched in 2017, in fact, your new business development plan for 2020, which is excellent. What would you say the key components of that plan are?
Yeah, so BNP Paribas, we're really proud of our diversified and integrated business model. And we want to leverage that strength in this business plan. But what we understand in this world where all of our clients are having to deal with so many things that are changing, the industry is having to deal with this changing world, we can't just have a financial transformation. It has to be a digital and a sustainable transformation. And when I say digital, I mean vis-a-vis our client experiences and turning that into a digital experience, into agile working and more collaborative work offices for our employees. And from a sustainability concept, it's the two biggest global agendas in the world today are the COP21 agreement on a low carbon world and the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. And we understand that if we want to prosper and if we want to help the market and the economy prosper, we need to be part of that transformation and we need to be leading it.
Well, we'll talk a little bit about climate and the issues that raises a little bit later on. Well, what initiatives or development plans will be taking place regarding your corporate social responsibility, would you say?
Yeah, I think we look at our impact in social responsibility from a sort of four levels. One is the industry impact. What can we as a large international, multinational bank be doing to sort of move the dial on making sure the capital that's required to solve these large issues like poverty and climate change, what is our role in that? And so we work a lot with our clients and with market leaders on this. And then when I look at our community impact, we're really trying to understand, we're based all over the world, and in each location, what are the specific local issues that they're dealing with, and then how can we get our employees to engage with them either from a finance perspective or from a personal volunteering, so everyone has a diverse set of skills that they can bring also to those issues. We're really focused on environment. At home, we look at our carbon footprint and we try to manage our operations in that way. We offset our carbon, what we cannot manage to reduce, but also the energy transition at large, as I've mentioned before. And then finally, we look really at we want to be a great place to work. If we want to be able to bring that kind of energy to our clients that we require to help them achieve their goals, we need to have that kind of positive energy in the office. So we do a lot of social mobility, we have a lot of networks that look at diversity and inclusion to make sure that our workplace is really a happy place to be.
Well, that's excellent. Can I ask you then a little bit more about how, as an organization, you actually finance the community in an ethical way?
Yeah, I think we we take a two-pronged approach. So we have a sustainable finance and investment program. It's across the group of BNP Paribas. And the goal of this program is to bring together the experts we have in-house and to work with our clients and innovate what are those products and solutions and services that they're going to need in order for their own sustainability transformations, and how can we be a partner and accompany them on their sustainability transformation. So in those kinds of areas, we're looking at specifically, how do we make sure we're investing in the energy transition? So we have a 15 billion euro target for investment in energy, in renewable energies by 2020, for example. 16.5% of our loan book last year went towards directly impacting the Sustainable Development Goals. So we're really trying to seek out those opportunities to, if you don't mind me saying so, but put our money where our mouth is in that perspective. We're quite cognizant that we need to think about how we invest and where we choose to put our money as well. And we've made certain decisions to restrict our business activity voluntarily on this domain. So for example, not financing coal-fired power plants. As a public health decision, we have ceased financing and investment in tobacco companies. We have certain policies on how we're going to work with the utility sector based on whether or not they're demonstrating that oil sands and tar sands are not their future, and that they're diversifying and looking at alternatives and looking at lower carbon decisions. So we have these policies in place that sort of tell us what kind of business we will and will not do as well.
Well, you obviously are extremely proactive, and you mentioned earlier on about it being a great place to work as well. How do you actually see, employee development being part of your social responsibility?
Yeah, I think that's an excellent question, because I feel so many companies are grappling with this. Either the message is coming from the top or the message is coming from the bottom. And how do you make sure that everybody is on this same kind of journey with you to really bring sustainable and digital solutions to clients, right? And to do so, especially when you're looking at these huge global issues, like when I look at the Sustainable Development Goals, the first one is no poverty. The second one, zero hunger. I mean, as an employee, even if you are really proud of your work and you have interesting clients, you're thinking, how am I going to impact that, right? And we need them to feel empowered. So we have a campaign, we call it What's My Impact? And we really kind of ask everyone to bring it down to something simple as, what could your impact be on the Sustainable Development Goals? And that could mean, when you go speak to your clients, are you talking to your clients about what they're thinking about, how they're mapping themselves to the Sustainable Development Goals? Could that mean that you're switching to a reusable cup instead of using a paper cup? Are you engaging, for example, in London with the No Straw campaign, of the city? Are you looking at homelessness issues? Are you volunteering and offering skills to youth? So we kind of try to help them see that some of these big problems, there's a way that as a finance person you can be part of it, or if you're in the functions, there's a way that you could look at your own skill set and be part of it, but also as an individual. And that's kind of how we're trying to get employees to really feel like they can be solution providers. We have this really fun exhibition that's coming up next week for us at our offices in London, in Marylebone, which is called Everyday Heroes. And it's about all across the United Kingdom how BNP Paribas sees the people who are working on the energy transition and calling them everyday heroes, because we kind of want to bring that culture also into the bank, that all of us can be an everyday hero.
Well, that's a great thought. I wish I could be.
Of course you are.
And indeed, as a global financer of the energy sector, then you obviously have a responsibility there. You mentioned carbon footprints, etc., a moment ago. How much do you see that as being a very important part of issues as protecting the environment?
Yeah, thank you for asking that. I think for us, that is one of our most important pillars in our sustainability journey. We see ourselves that if we want to be a bank in the 21st century, we have to be a bank that is committed to ensuring the energy transition. And for us, we have a series of commitments. I mentioned the 15 billion euros by 2020, but beyond that, we are specifically working with every single one of our clients, and we want to be the bridge between investors and corporates to ensure that the capital is moving towards the future technologies that are going to solve this issue, as well as to the companies who are really demonstrating that they want to take the leadership in changing business models to fit the energy transition. And we're really proud of our work with some of our clients who have completely revolutionized the way that they manage their energy to demonstrate what we need to achieve to get ourselves to this low carbon world.
And what kind of climate initiative do you actually have?
So for the climate initiative, that's a project. It's by the BNP Paribas Foundation, because increasingly we work with scientists and experts on the climate change agenda, and we understand that the more data that we have about climate risks, the more that we can make decisions as governments, as companies, on what are those technologies going to be and what are the policies in the regulation of the future. And so we actually have about 6 million euros that we have funded over the next couple of years in 8 research projects, and these research projects range from looking at governance structures in emerging economies about climate change to understanding issues about ice quality in Antarctica.
It's always a challenge to try and improve society wherever you are, whether you're a government or a business organisation such as yourself. Tell us more about the bank's commitment to actually serving the community better and actually improving lifestyle.
Yeah, so as a bank, we understand that there's a section of community which is harder for us to bank to. And so to do that, we go through microfinance institutions. I think we have about 309,000 or more beneficiaries that have come from our microfinance funding and support. And I think that's probably one of our strengths, are these funds that we help to get finance solutions out to different groups of people in France and also in the rest of the world, in Asia and in Africa as well. We also see ourselves as a community of individuals with a lot of talent and skills to offer. And so we have a pretty strong volunteer program, which is now running across the world. We have a target to give 1 million hours of volunteering to the community, and as much as possible skill-based volunteering.
So you're giving a lot back to society and the community. Do you feel that you achieved that successfully?
I am really proud of where BNP Paribas is today on sustainability. I think every single company in the world is kind of in this transition zone. And I think we can proudly say that from the top, we are completely convinced that this is our projection. We have lots of employees engaged with our sustainability programs and energized to bring sustainability to their clients, trying to find new angles and innovate in different ways. And there's an energy, I believe, and a sort of resurgence of purpose that has come into BNP Paribas as a bank, which I think is going to drive us forward and make us even better partners with our clients.
Well, you are obviously extremely busy and you've achieved a great deal, so congratulations, and thank you so much for coming to talk to us, and congratulations on the award as well.
Thank you so much, Phil. It's an absolute honor to be recognized for our work.